5 seconds to go. Start. The expression any series of banknotes of any denomination has been given its plain, grammatical meaning, having regard to the context of the provision and not a broad meaning. Stop. Thus, the word any will mean a specified series or a particular series of banknotes. Stop. Similarly, any denomination will mean any particular or specified denomination of banknotes. Stop. Para. If the word any is not given a plain grammatical meaning and interpreted to mean all series of banknotes of all denominations, it would vest with the central board of the bank unguided and unlimited powers, which would be ex facie arbitrary and suffer from the vice of unconstitutionality, as this would amount to excessive vesting of powers with the bank. Stop. In order to save the provision from being declared unconstitutional, the meaning of the provision is read down to the context of the central board of the bank initiating a proposal for demonetization by making a recommendation to the central government under subsection 2 of section 26 of the act of a particular series of banknote of any denomination. Stop. Para. On receipt of the said recommendation made by the central board of the bank under subsection 2 of section 26 of the act, the central government may accept the said recommendation or may not do so. Stop. If the central government accepts the recommendation, it may issue a notification in the Gazette of India specifying the date with effect from which any specified series of banknotes of any specified denomination shall cease to be legal tender and shall cease to have the guarantee of the central government. Stop. Para. The provisions of the Act do not bar the central government from proposing or initiating demonetization. Stop. It could do so having regard to its plenary powers under entry 36 of list 1 of the 7th schedule of the Constitution of India. Stop. However, it has to be done only by an ordinance being issued by the President of India, followed by an act of parliament or by plenary legislation through the parliament. Stop. The central government cannot demonetize banknotes by issuance of a gazette notification as if it is exercising power under subsection 2 of section 26 of the act. Stop. In such circumstances, when the central government is initiating the process of demonetization, it would not be acting under subsection 2 of section 26 of the act, but notwithstanding the said provision through a legislative process. Stop. Para. When such power is exercised by the central government by means of a legislation, it is by virtue of entry 36, list 1 of the 7th schedule of the Constitution of India, which deals with currency, coinage and legal tender, foreign exchange, which is a field of legislation. Stop. Hence, the power of the central government to demonetize any currency is notwithstanding anything contained in section 26 of the Act. Stop. Para. When the central government proposes demonetization of any banknote, it must seek the opinion of the central board of the bank having regard to the fact that the bank is the sole authority to regulate circulation of banknotes and secure monetary stability and generally to operate the currency and credit system of the country and to maintain price set stability. Stop. Para. The opinion of the central board of the bank ought to be an independent and frank opinion after a meaningful discussion by the central board of the bank, which ought to be given its due weightage having regard to the ramifications it may have on the Indian economy and the citizens of India, although it may not be binding on the central government. Stop.